So I thought, given yesterday's half day yoga retreat and the tapping to start our yoga session, I was thinking that that might be a nice way to start as well today because it's just a generally good way to get our nervous system settled and to really relax into your practice and start the day off right. So we'll just start tapping on our karate chop point to start off with and just sort of notice what might be happening for you. Are you stressed? Have you got some pains or aches? Have you got stuff going on? So you're just going to acknowledge that to yourself. And we're just going to tap on it. So you just notice what's happening in your body or mind. And we're just going to tap on our pressure points just to settle in. Start at the eyebrows. And just notice what's happening for you at the same time. End of the eyebrows. Under the eyes. Under the nose. Just noticing what is happening for you today. On the chin. On the chest. Under the arm, just noticing. No need to push it or shift it or change it. Just notice what's going on. And top of the head. Take a breath. So as we settle into our yoga practice this morning, let's make an intention. So we'll place our hands together at our heart center. Breathe into the heart. And just a word or two for something you'd like, even just out of this hour, just to start the week off right. Just something you want for yourself. Beautiful. And we'll do a seated circle of joy if you know it. So as we start here in our hands in heart center, we're usually breathing in. And then as you exhale, interlace the fingers and round the shoulder blades, round the back and look down. Inhale to lift up, reach for the skies. Exhale, reach behind you, interlace the fingers, open up the chest, maybe even a little look up. And then on the next breath, back to our inhale at heart center. So we'll do that 4 more times. On your next exhale, round, look down. You can go at your own pace here. Inhale, up, reach, stretch up to the sky. Exhale, interlace the hands, open up the chest. And release to our heart center. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale once more. One more. Inhale to lift. Exhale to the chest, open up. And inhale back to our heart center. Beautiful. So just starting to get into that mindful place for your practice today. Do a few side bends here because they always feel good first thing in the morning. Palm facing down, elbow to the ceiling. Opening up our rib cage and side body. Exhale back the other way. Inhale to lift, change sides. We'll do that 2 more times either side. Inhale to lift, exhale to bend. And you can go at your own pace. The beauty of online is you don't even have to worry at all what you look like. And just round off. I think I did one more than I intended then. Beautiful. A couple of little spinal twists just to warm up the spine, looking over the shoulder. You can keep moving, so we're going a little faster than normal. Just a bit dynamic to get started on this Monday. And one more either side. Beautiful. Another little spinal warm up here. We're just going to bring the hands to beside the ears and we're just going to do some left-right swings. So you can go slow, you can go fast. Don't strain or clank or crunch anything. Just do a couple of little twists here. Beautiful. Slow it down. Come to stillness. We'll warm up our neck this morning. So rotating the top of the head as if you're drawing a big circle. And then slowly change direction. Come to stillness once more. And we're just going to look up to the ceiling, maybe even poke the chest out and the chin just a little. And then exhale, look down. 2 more times. Inhale to look up. Exhale down. 1 more. And exhale down. Don't realize how tight you are till you move. A couple of left, right looks here. Nice and gentle on the neck this morning. Isn't the weather absolutely stunning? Beautiful. So we'll just do a little bit of a sort of nerve tensioning in the shoulders here. So bring the arms out, just touching the mat lightly. Ear to shoulder. You can either hold here, option 2, lifting the arm on the other side. And you should feel a little lengthening of the nerves in there. Don't do it if it's painful, of course. Maybe a little rotation or a little movement here to really feel that strange sensation in the shoulders. Beautiful. Release, change sides. Just do the ear to shoulder first and then lift the opposite arm. Find some movement there. Beautiful work. So let's bring the feet out in a butterfly just for a moment, maybe even more of a triangle than a bound angle. We're just going to fold over in front here for a minute. Maybe a little release of the hips left to right. Beautiful. While we're down here, let's do one more twist with the spine here. So either a Lord of the Fishes or Sage Mariachi, so you can have the foot next to the knee or over the knee, either or. I'm just going to go next to the knee this morning. Hug the knee into the chest and rotate around, looking over the back shoulder. Just going to stay here for a breath or two, wringing out the tension. And then change sides. Hug the knee in. Give it a squeeze, look over the back shoulder. And back to center. Beautiful. Give the legs a little shake. Maybe just adjust the sit bones here. We're going to rotate some ankles, do some little circles there. And a little bit of warming up. And then flexing the toes to the sky. Inhale, expand the chest, and then round the back as we come down for our staff pose, stick pose. Forward fold. Maybe a little rock side to side, allowing the lower back to loosen. And walk the hands up. Let's go onto our mat now. We can stand up and start to get moving. You can still see my head, can't you? Beautiful. We'll do our traditional Surya Namaskar, so sun salutations, because it's just such a nice way to start your day. Top of the mat. Let's inhale, lift the arms. Looking up if that's okay for you. Exhale, big forward fold here. So hinging at the hips, soft knees a little bit. Let the neck and the head hang loose. A few breaths here. Inhale, half lift, look up, flat back for a moment. Exhale, forward fold once more. Beautiful. Step the left leg all the way back for our low lunge. So you can take a moment here with the knee off the ground if you like. Or you can put the knee straight down when you're ready. Let's all put our knee down now. If you feel okay here, you're welcome to lift and inhale, look up. Beautiful. Exhale, arms come down. We're going to bring the front foot to the back foot and take a plank. So knees or toes, doesn't matter. And you want to keep the elbows in as we push down to the ground. And then untuck the toes, lift the chest for our cobra. And exhale down. I'll meet you in our downward facing dog, first one of the day. So you can pedal out the legs here if you like, or just sort of left, right the hips a little bit, just warming up here. And then look towards the hands, and that left foot will come all the way up to the hands. You might have to wriggle it or push it. Do a low lunge. You can keep the hip sort of extended there and the knee off the ground for a moment. Allow the knee to come down and inhale to lift. Beautiful. Exhale, arms come down. Use the floor as support, and maybe you can bring the back foot to the front foot. Forward fold. Beautiful. On your next inhale, do a little half lift and look up. Exhale, forward fold once more. And then reverse the swan and come all the way up to stand. And hands back to heart center. Good job. Now we'll do that the other side. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Look up, flat back. Exhale, this time the right leg will step all the way back as far as you can manage. You might have to adjust a little here. A low lunge for a moment. Back knee down. If you're okay here, you can release the floor and lift. Exhale, arms down. This time the front leg comes all the way to the back. Take your plank variation of your choice. Keep the elbows in and do a little push to the ground. Beautiful. Untuck the toes. Lifting for cobra on the inhale. Exhale, arms come down. Let's tuck the toes, lift the hips, round the shoulder blades, downward dog. Beautiful. Lovely. So good for the back calves and the hamstrings. And then when you're ready, looking forwards, that right foot will wriggle or push or squeeze all the way up. Beautiful. Little low lunge here. Allow the knee to come down as well. Lifting the arms if you like. And exhale, arms come all the way down. And then the back foot to the front foot for our forward fold. Hang out here for a second. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then come all the way up. Beautiful. Hands back to heart center. Such a nice way to start the day, isn't it? And we'll keep the blood pumping, shall we? So take a big step down the length of your mat, preparing for a goddess and a few side squats. So we'll start with our goddess squat. You know it well. Arms out in a big 45-degree angle either side. Take a breath here. Slow the heart rate. And on your next exhale, just slowly squat. Try and keep the spine nice and straight and the tailbone slightly curved so it's pointing down. We're going to do this 3 times, so you can do it at your own pace. You can hold, you can come up and down. Inhale, lift if you haven't already. 2 more. Beautiful. Little option here. If you want to try doing some side to side, so elbow to knee, you can. Otherwise, just hold. It's fairly intense. Beautiful. Inhale to lift. And we're going to do that one more time, whichever variation feels good for you. Maybe you can even go a bit deeper on the third one. Challenge yourself just a little. I'm going to do straight arms and a little side bend here just for something different. Feel the burn now. Beautiful. Hands to heart center, come all the way up. We'll give the legs a little break, heel toe the feet in just a little. Lovely. Let's try and do some side lunges now. So you may need to widen the stance again. And just, you can stay upright. You can use the floor if you like for these, or you can even use a chair or a wall. Just find what feels right for you. Catch your breath. And then exhale, little lunge. The toe may come up or not. Some people prefer it with the feet down. Inhale, change sides. Keep moving with your breath, your pace. You may even find you want to try and go a little deeper. You can always use the floor as support. Just keep breathing. And when you feel that's about right for you, come on up, heel toe the feet in just a little bit. Take a moment. Beautiful, nourishing blood flow throughout the whole body. And we're going to do our wide leg forward fold now. So it's a fairly intense leg stretch. So use a chair, a wall, or a block if you like. You may end up being comfortable with the floor, that's fine. Inhale for length first. And exhale. Just hinge at the hips. Coming to wherever you feel comfortable. You may find the floor is okay, or you can use your own legs. And just allow the head to hang nice and loose. Really feeling into this beautiful, big, intense leg stretch. And you can even push the floor or the block or the wall or whatever you're using away from you a little bit, and you'll find you get a bit of a deeper stretch there. Don't do it to the point where you feel vulnerable or out of control. Breathing. And at any point, if you get dizzy, just come on up. You can always flow back in. I'm going to walk the hands all the way over to the other leg this morning. Have a few breaths here. And then again, walk the hand all the way over to the other leg. A few breaths there. Back to center. Take your time, push the floor away if you can, and then use whatever support you need to slowly come all the way up to stand. How good does that feel? An inversion first thing in the morning. Heel toe the feet in together. When they arrive together, about hip width apart, we'll do a chair while we're here. Sweep behind you with the hands. Lift the arms up, or they can even be hands on hips if you prefer. Just make sure you can see your toes and the tailbones pointed down. Breathing here. Beautiful. Inhale, come all the way up to stand, hands to heart center. Let's take a few mindful breaths. Beautiful. Let's give it a shake. It's always good to do some just random shaking. Shake off any stress or tension from the morning and school holidays and tension with the kids or whatever it might be. Come on down. You can come all the way to our neutral tabletop position. Take a moment here to sort of have nice wide fingers, wrists under shoulders, knees about hip width apart. And let's do our spinal curvatures on the inhale to look up. Round the shoulder blades, round the spine, look down, cat-cow. Go at your pace, so let's do about 3 more up and down with your breath. Inhale to arch and exhale to round. Beautiful. Take a break here for a moment. just to realign. And we're going to do some alternate arms and legs. So reaching out with the hand and then the opposite leg out the back. Try and keep the spine nice and straight. Hold, you will wobble a little. And exhale, bring hand and knee down nice and slow and smooth, reaching opposite arm to opposite leg. Changing sides. The slower, the harder it is in this one. Release. Other side when you're ready. And we're going to do one more either side. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Let's take a little rest here. Toes together, knees wide for child's pose, sitting back. And allow the forehead to come all the way down. Arms can slide out. You can use a cushion here if your head isn't resting on the ground. You really want the neck to be relaxed. Preferably forehead, third eye touching the ground here for grounding. Beautiful. So coming up, we're going to do a couple of movements with our hips to really open up the sides of the hips before our tree pose soon. So let's do a couple of big circles with the knees, as if you're drawing circles. Don't move the spine too much, so it's really in the hip. And change direction. And slowly place the knee down. Try the other side. Big circles. Change direction if you haven't already. Beautiful. Knee down. Take a breath here. We're going into a three-legged downward dog. You can do this, of course, on elbows if the wrists are getting sore. So we're just going to round the shoulder blades, lift the hips, shoulders are coming towards the thighs. We're just going to hang out here for a moment. So this should feel fairly stable and restful in a way. Neck is nice and relaxed, jaw is released. And when you feel nice and comfortable in your downward facing dog, just lifting one leg up into the air. Keep the hips square for the moment. So if that feels good, then you can bend the knee and then rotate the hip out, almost looking under the armpit here. It's a really strong leg stretch here too, and a hip opener. Can feel really nice on the front body. Take another conscious breath in the pose. And then slowly rotate the hips back to square, foot down, and reset your downward facing dog. Let's go the other side. Lifting the leg. Check out the alignment there for a moment, then bend the knee, rotate the hip outwards, looking under the armpit. Breathing here. And then when you're ready, just bring those hips back to square, foot down, bring the knees down. One more child's pose for a little bit of a breather here. Beautiful big breaths. Slowing the heart rate down. An option here from your child's pose, if you want to take it, is walking the hands all the way out one side as if you're sort of reaching for something. Obviously the forehead might come off the ground, may or may not. And it feels like a lovely side body stretch under the rib cage and under the shoulders, armpit. You can even cross the arms over if you want a deeper stretch. That's nice. Walk the hands over to the other side. Do a little reach, keeping the hips where they are, of course. maybe even crossing hands over. So good. Back to center. Beautiful. So we'll come on down to the mat for a couple of little front body expansions, maybe a bow pose. Let's do crocodile to start. Forehead to hands, make a pillow, and just really slow the breathing down. Releasing any tension that you feel, consciously releasing it by breathing into those areas of the body. And then when you're ready, if you feel like a bow pose, if your body is able to reach the feet, that's great. If not, you can just do bow pose either this way or arms in front with the legs lifted. Same sensation really. Not everyone's bodies are the same. So inhale to lift into your bow if you do have your hands in your feet together. Keep breathing, you'll rock a little. And of course, if you're just doing a lifted version, that's fine too. And release crocodile once more. Lovely big breaths. Good, and then let's do my favorite Sphinx pose that we do all the time. So make sure you can feel the tops of the feet on the floor so that your hips are nice and aligned. Release the glutes. Fingers are nice and wide. Elbows are tucked into the rib cage. We're just going to lift the chest and head here. Maybe tuck the chin just a little. And then feel as if you're pulling the elbows back in towards the rib cage. Beautiful Sphinx. An option to do a little look to the side. And a look to the other side. Just keep moving with your breath, side to side motion. And then when that feels good for you, just come on down to the ground once more. Beautiful. So come on up, pushing all the way up to a brief tabletop here. We're going to do a little hero pose, but we're going to do it just gently. It doesn't have to go all the way back to our hands. So lifting up, if your knees feel okay here, you can place a blanket under the knees if it's getting sore. And we're just going to lift the chest here and sort of tuck the pelvis so that you can feel a little back and forth here. So you feel quite stable. You don't have to reach all the way back to the heels. You can use blocks as well either side. That's what we do in the class. So just experimenting with a little gentle rock here, sort of a hero pose variation. If you're feeling really good and you can come back so that you can both grab both heels safely without twisting or bending, you can do that too. And you may end up poking up the chest and allowing the chin to come back a little. You should be able to come up nice and smooth. Let's do a child's pose just to stretch out the back once more. Forehead to earth. Option to stay in your child's pose or try another hero pose, whichever one suits you. Just making sure you've got that little lock in the pelvis so that it's tucked in, cores on. You can just lean back a little. You can hold on to something, but don't sort of twist the spine off center. And you can use the heels as a boost. And then lift all the way up, nice and smooth. Forehead to ground, child's pose once more. Beautiful. Let's all roll over onto our back. Coming down, you can roll the spine If that feels okay, you can hold on to the thighs, or you can do it freestyling. Down we go. And let's just notice our body hitting the earth. There's something really nice about feeling the weight and the ground supporting you beneath the body. Take a few breaths here. I'm going to check how we're doing for time. 9:30. Oh, that's great. All right. For our reclined pigeon, you know it. We've done it many times before. Feet are on the mat. One ankle over to the knee. This is option one. Just stay here with the hip opening out to one side, or reaching through to the thigh, or even all the way to over the knee. Toes are flexed if you can. And we'll just hang out here. Beautiful for the outer hip. Beautiful. You may even do a little rock here, just to, depending. Sometimes it's nice just to hold it. Exhale, release the legs to the ground. Keep the foot there for a moment. We're just going to do that maneuver where we allow the foot to come all the way to the ground, but keep the knee up if you can. The other arm is outstretched at the side. We're just going to hang out here. It's a bit of a different sensation in the hip. It's a slight twist, as well as it sort of helps the ITB band in the knee here. Beautiful. Inhale, lift them back up or change sides. Other ankle to knee. Option one, stay there. Option two, reach to the thigh or even on the outside of the knee. Toes are nice and flexed. Breathing into the hip. You can do a little movement here if you like. Stay as long as you need. Sometimes the hip needs a little bit more on one side than another. Release the leg when you're ready. Keep that formation, and the foot is just going to travel all the way down to the ground. Little twist of the hip, and then keep that knee away for you for this one. We'll do another twist later. So it creates a slightly different sensation in the hip there. Beautiful. Inhale, come up to where we started. Let's do a happy baby here. So we're just going to bring both knees up. You can grab the outside of your feet if you can, or just the shins if you can't, or even pistol gripping the big toes. It's up to you. I'm just going to grab the outside of my feet. And you'll feel the knees sort of come in towards the armpits. It really helps massage the back as well as the hips. So you can do a little rock. Don't go too far so that you're not using the core. And we'll hang out here for another couple of breaths. Listen to your body. Maybe today you need to straighten the legs if you feel the need, and allow the hamstrings to stretch a little more. Maybe you're just happy with your happy baby. And then when you're ready, bring the legs together. We're just going to see if we can bring all the knee to the head in a way, or knee to chest, toes flexed, holding on to whatever feels right. Same deal, we're going to do a little gentle sort of rock. It really massages the spine here. Of course, don't do anything if it hurts. You can even sort of give the feet a rub, I realised. Give the ankles and the calves a rub. All right, release the legs. Let's do our bridge poses because they're just so good for us. So the feet are as close to the buttocks as you can get, palms facing down. And inhale to lift the hips. You might choose to chuck the shoulders under. We're going to hold here for 3 breaths. Of course, you can flow up and down at any point if you want to just keep the flow. So let's all lift our hips, heels, lift the heels off the ground and then roll the spine little bit by little bit all the way to the earth. Beautiful. Hug the knees to the chest. Big squeeze. I'm going to do that 2 more times. Feet down towards the buttocks, palms facing the earth. Inhale, lift the hips. Just to wherever feels comfortable for your whole anatomy. Maybe tuck the shoulders under if you want to, just a touch. Extra challenge here if anyone wants to take it. Try and keep the spine really straight and lift one leg. Same deal. Reset the spine, lift the other leg. So you can keep moving in that way. It's really strong though. So the bridge is strong enough. If you don't want to do the leg raises, that's totally fine. And then lifting the heels and then roll the spine once more. All the way down, hug the knees to chest. Give them a little squeeze and a side to side. Third and final one. Let's make it a goodie. Beautiful. Join with me in a few arm movements without breathing if you like. So just feeling stable in your bridge, you can inhale, lift the hands and arms all the way up overhead. Exhale down. Inhale to lift. And exhale down. Third one. Go at your pace. And down. Beautiful. Release the hips. We're going to release the legs for a moment here. Just do an arm stretch here. So we're going to bring the arm across the body. So we'll sit up so you can see me. You can do it lying down. Arm across the body. Just to expand the back of our shoulder blades here. And change sides. So just pulling one leg arm across the body with the other arm supporting it. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to do a spinal twist. So you can actually, let's all do a little bit of core as well as that spinal twist. So lifting both legs up into 45-degree angle, you want to feel like you're curving the spine so that it's imprinted in the earth. That'll really activate your core. You can have the arms out in a big T shape. Just squeeze those out of the way. So just to start with here, breathe, feel that real core activation in the spine and the earth. And then you're just going to go side to side, nice and slow. Keep that curvature in the spine if you can. Keep the breath flowing. You'll feel those abdominals starting to work. So you can do this as many times as you like. And the slower, the more points you get. Beautiful. And when that feels about right, you're just going to allow the knees to come all the way to the ground, keeping that sort of T shape in the arms. And then you can straighten the top leg if that's not too much for the spine. Of course, you can support the knees with a pillow here so it's not too much on your spine if it doesn't feel like it today. So top leg creates that little deeper sensation, and then lift up the back of the head and look out at the outstretched arm on the other side. How good's a twist? And you know my favorite little added extra in a twist, if you want to reach to the bottom foot and do a quad stretch as well, you can pull the foot towards the buttocks. It changes the spinal twist a little bit, so it's only an option. Beautiful. And then release. Come back to our 45-degree angle legs. Imprint the spine once more, and we'll do a few more. Or you can just go straight to the twist if you've had enough of your core exercises. And then all the way down to the other side. To move a bit closer. You can straighten that top leg for a deeper twist. And looking out at the outstretched arm on the other side to complete the twist. Just noticing how the tension really lets go of the body on the exhale, those little muscles release. Option to do a quad stretch if you like, only an option. So reaching and grabbing that bottom foot and pulling it in towards the body. Beautiful release. So you can feel us winding down for our favorite part of the practice now. So allow yourself to settle in for Shavasana. I'm going to sit up for my meditation today. That's just a personal choice because I'm used to leading you guys in the class rather than lying down. So just spread out, take up space, really relax. This is the best part of our yoga practice. So you can support your knees with a pillow or your head as a little bit of support, but just make sure you're comfy and you feel loved and nurtured. And start to slow the breath down. Just noticing the points of contact with the earth. And if your mind wanders to your to-do list, just very gently think to yourself, this is my time, this is my body, this is my relaxation, and just gently tune back into the breath. So either the sound of the breath or the movement of the breath, or just notice sounds or smells. Consciously telling your body to sink a little deeper, feeling heavier, relaxed, feeling a sense of sort of spaciousness and weightlessness at the same time. And completely let go and enjoy the present moment. Staying longer if you need it. You can mute me or just stay where you are. You have an option of just starting to rouse the body and do a little stretch. And we might even do our hand rub today just to really, you can do this lying down. So stay there. Give your hands a rub just to start to energize all those energy centers in the body. You feel the heat build and build and build. Placing the hands over the eyes when you have a lovely big amount of heat. Breathe in all that energy. And exhale. Give yourself such a big pat on the back for committing to your yoga practice and joining me. And I just want to thank you so much. I really am liking these Monday starts to the week. Hopefully you feel good, everybody. Like I said, stay in your Shavasana if that's where you're in your Zen.